Hello everyone, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Hasnaul Martsa, and now I want to explain how to evaluate project feasibility using cash flow and financial indicators. First, the introduction. Before starting a project, it's important to know whether it's financially worth doing. This presentation will guide you through key tools used to evaluate project feasibility. The cash flow, net present value or NPV, economic internal rate of return or EIRR, net benefit cost ratio or NBC, and profitability index or PI. With a simple example, we'll learn how each method works and how to decide if a project should move forward based on financial results. By the end of this session, you will be able to answer the critical question: is this project financially worth doing? First, what is cash flow? Cash flow is the record of all cash inflows and outflows related to a project over time. It shows how money moves into and out of a project, usually on an annual basis. For the function, first it assesses liquidity. It shows whether the project generates enough cash to cover its expense. 2. Support decision making. It helps investor and manager determine if the project is financially viable. Third is base for financial analysis. It provides essential data for calculating NPV, EIRR, NBC, and PI. Next, what is net present value? Net present value or NPV is the difference between the present value of cash inflows and outflows over a project lifetime. Discounted at a specific rate to account for the time value of money. The positive NPV means the project is expected to generate profits and is financially feasible. And the negative NPV means the project will likely result in a loss and should be reconsidered. The function first is measures profitability. It shows whether a project will generate more value than it costs. Second, considers time value of money. It discounts future cash flows to today's value. Third is support investment decision. It helps determine if a project adds economic value. So this is the formula of NPV, where the T is the year, net cash flow is the cash inflow minus outflow in year, the R is the discount rate, and the N is project duration in years. So this is the example of the net cash flow of the project. Year 0 is the minus 500 million, year 1 is 150 million, year 2 is 150 million, year 3 is 150 million, year 4 is 150 million, and year 5 is 150 million. We assume that the discount rate is 10%. And we calculate with the formula, and we got the NPV is 67,459,000. So, because the NPV is positive, then the project is financially feasible. Okay, and now is the economic internal rate of return. The economic internal rate of return is the discount rate at which the net present value of all cash flows from a project equals to 0. It represents the project's expected rate of return. If the EIRR is more than required rate of return, the project is acceptable. If the EIRR is less than hurdle rate, the project should be rejected. For the function, 1 is measures project profitability. It indicates the rate of the return expected from the project. 2. Decision-making tools. It helps compare the project return to a required bench or cost of capital. 3 is considers time value of money. It's like the NPV, it discounts future cash flow. Okay, this is the formula of the EIRR equals to 0. How to calculate the EIRR? First, we start with a trial discount rate. Example at 10%. The NPV is positive. And then we try a higher rate is 15%. The NPV becomes negative. And the 3, use the interpolation or Excel to find exact rate where NPV equals to 0. We can directly solve EIRR with a simple formula. Instead, we test several discount rates until we find the one that makes NPV exactly 0. For this case, I test value using Excel and found that the EIRR is around 14.5%. Since it's higher than the required rate of return, this means the project is financially attractive. Now is the net benefit cost ratio. The NBC is the ratio between the present value of the total project benefit and the present value of total cost. It shows how much benefit is earned for every 1 unit of cost. The function 1 is measures cost efficiency of a project. 2 helps compare projects of different size. 3 often used in public infrastructure and development planning. If the NBC is more than 1, the project is feasible. If the NBC is equals to 1, the project is breaks even. If the NBC is less than 1, the project is not feasible. So this is the formula of the NBC. We can assume that the present value of the benefits is 567,459,000. The present value of the cost is 500 million. So we can calculate and get it. The NBC is 1.13 and the NBC is more than 1, so the project is financially feasible. The net benefit cost ratio tells us how much value we get for each unit of money invested. If the NBC is more than 1, it means that the benefits are greater than the cost. And like in our example, the ratio is 1.13, which means for every 1 unit of money invested, we gain 1.13 units in return. That indicates the project is a good investment. Now, what is profitability index? The profitability index, or PI, is the ratio of the present value of future cash inflow to the initial investment cost. It shows the value created per unit of investment. The function 1 is measures the investment efficiency. 2 helps rank multiple projects when capital is limited. 3 similar to NBC but focus on initial investment only. If the PI is more than 1, so the project is profitable. If the PI equals to 1, so it's break-even, and the PI less than 1, the project is not feasible. So this is the formula for the PI. And we can assume the present value of the benefit same as before and also the initial investment same as before. So the PI is 1.13. And like I said before, if the PI is more than 1, then the project is financially feasible. So now it's a final summary. The initial investment is 500 million. The annual net benefit year 1 to 5 is 150 million. The discount rate is 10%. So all the indicators shows that the project is financially feasible. For the MPC, the EIRR, the NBC, and the PI, it's positive. So it means that the project adds value, generates return above the required rate, and is efficient in resource use. The recommendation is proceed with the project as it meets all the feasibility criteria. Okay guys, thank you for your attention throughout this presentation. We have explored the fundamental concept of project cash flow and financial feasibility. including key indicators such as NPV, EIRR, and BCNPI. Understanding and applying these tools helps ensure that projects are not only technically sound but also financially viable. I hope this session has given clear insight into how to evaluate the value and risk of an investment. Okay, thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.